Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and today's video we are going to cover the ZkSync Airdrop Live. Yes, the ZkSync is ready to be checked for eligibility and to know how much you are going to get. So in today's video I'm going to review everything about this. There are many controversies on the rewards, many people didn't qualify, so I'm going to give you all the important points, my opinion based on the documentation, then I'm going to give you my personal result on how it went with my 20 wallets, and a summary of my recap and thoughts about what could be the reason why you didn't get anything or some points of the controversial ZkSync airdrop. So this video is very important. I am doing a 2 videos in a day just because this is live. So let's go directly to the content. I'm going to give you some important points first, so you don't need to go directly to all the documentation that is available. The ZkSync tokenomics is 21 billion tokens. The airdrop is 3.675 billion tokens, which is a 17.5% of the supply. And this is very big, it's not a small amount, and this is all in this airdrop, so it's not that suddenly they say, well, we are going to give a 3, a 4, a 5% for this airdrop, and we are going to do more airdrops in the future. This 17.5% is for this airdrop, so the amount is very big. The snapshot date was March 24, 2024, which is very close with what I thought. I did a video at the end of February telling it that I thought that the snapshot was already taken at that moment. So I was off by 1 month, but also coincide when I stopped it to start doing interactions with ZkSync. So snapshot March 24. Anything that you did after that is not counted for this airdrop. The ZK claim starts on June 17, so we have 5 days until that. And from the airdrop, the allocation for users was 89%. There are another 11% for contributors, developers, and other different contributors that maybe you are not qualifying. We are mostly focused on users interaction. The token pre-market is around 50 cents, but it's dumping right now. I think that is basically because of the sentiment that many people didn't qualify, and it's not super clear why. So in the first link of the description you will have all the information of this Excel and the links to go to the documentation and the claim. But basically the first one is the announcement from the ZK Nation. So they are introducing the ZK token. Here you have the checker to go, and be careful because it's full of scam. This airdrop has been farming for 2.5 years, so be very careful where you are in the links. That is why I don't put directly the link here. I would put the link for the Twitter official account, and from there just click here to go to the page or where you are going to check your eligibility. Here you also have the announcement blog with all the information and the documentation. So go from here, check 10 and 20 times that you are in the correct place for the claim and for the eligibility checker. So once you are here, you can connect your wallet, you can put your address or your GitHub username to check your eligibility. So for example, I will show you with one of my Words wallet allocation here. So when you click check, you will see this. So this is the amount of tokens you will get. The claim begins on June 17, so that is in 5 days. And if you click here the eligibility criteria, you will see that in this case, the only thing that I was countable for this airdrop was that I donated on the Gitcoin round of ZkSync Lite. So 3,500 is one of the lowest allocation. You could get from 450 ZK tokens to 100,000 tokens. That was the max, and I think many people maybe didn't qualify for the minimum required, but it's not super transparent in documentation that we are going to check. But here you will see all your eligible criteria for the amount of the allocation that you see on the screen when you connect your wallet or when you put your wallet. So going to the documentation, many things here of the tokenomics, I already mentioned it. So the eligibility addresses are from ZkSync Era and ZkSync Lite, and the total amount of eligibility address and wallets is very low. So that is why you have allocations with 100k tokens. So it's only 695,000 wallets. There was around 7 million wallets that qualify, so you can see that taking out the Sybil and blacklisted wallet, many of the wallets didn't qualify. For the end of the claim is in January 2025, so you have 6 months, so don't rush on claim your tokens, at least if you don't want to sell immediately, so you don't get into any scam link. So for this airdrop we have allocation for ZkSync Era and Lite, also also there are multipliers that in my case I think were very important. So let's go to the eligibility. First, you will need to have at least one of these point values in order to qualify. If you don't have one of these points, you will not receive the airdrop, and that could be one of the reasons why you didn't get it. So for contract interactions on ZkSync Era, you needed to interact at least 10 non-token smart contracts on ZkSync Era. These eligible contracts must have at least 30 days of activity. Paymaster activity, you needed to use Paymaster for at least 5 transactions on ZkSync Era. If you don't know what Paymaster is, you can go to the documentation of ZkSync. In the quick start section, you have Paymaster introduction, so you can check everything there on what is that. Token trader, so this is basically one of the things that many people did to qualify, which is trade at least 10 distinct ERC20 tokens on ZkSync Era DXs. So if you have been doing swaps, at least 10 from distinct ERC20 tokens, you will be getting one of these points. DeFi liquidity provider, provide any amount of liquidity to track DXs and borrow lend protocols on ZkSync Era. So we covered this in many of the videos. I don't think that the eligible criteria is too complex or big. I think actually it's pretty reasonable. The thing is why many people didn't qualify, because enter liquidity using borrow and lending protocols, we did a lot on ZkSync in my video. This is something that not many got, which is the Libertas Omnibus holder. I got it in 4 of my main wallets, but not in the rest. And I think this was one important point that will give you very big amount on your allocation. And then you have ZkSync Lite activity. So this is important, active for more than 3 distinct months on ZkSync Lite before ZkSync Era mainnet. If you have been with me from a while, I covered it exactly at the beginning of ZkSync. We actually did the testnet. I think they should reward at least 1 point for the testnet users, because that was before any airdrop pump in the market, and I did videos on 2022 about that, but they didn't count anything about the testnet. But if you have been following me, you did all this activity on ZkSync Lite, so you should be eligible. For example, from this, at least 3 points, you should be eligible for the airdrops. In my private Discord right now, you can see we are talking about the ZkSync Airdrop Distribution, and some people got 50,000 tokens or even more. So if you are not getting anything from this airdrop, and I am not saying that all my followers got the airdrop, but most of them are very happy with the allocation that they receive. But yeah, right now the pre-market token is dumping, so that will be not very good in the future. And here we have another very important, which is be a Gitcoin donor. You can see one of my wallets only was eligible for that. I covered that. I did a specific video on how to use ZkSync Lite and be a Gitcoin donor, and a specific video for that. So probably if you follow my videos on ZkSync, you should be eligible with at least 10,000 tokens for allocation. You should be in the 5-figure allocations if you were eligible for the airdrop. So those are the main eligible criteria. Then we have the formula of the allocation if you want to review it in detail. And now we go to the multipliers, which I think were very important in my case for my experience with my wallet. So one was to hold one of these ZkSync native NFT collections as snapshot, Druids, Hui, Moody, Mites, Weavers, ZkSkull, and ZkBeggies. The other was hold at least $50 on one of the ZkSync native ERC20 tokens as snapshot, AAE, AAI, Hold, Koi, Mio, Mute, Arfi, Zeta, and Sorrow. In my case, I was holding Mute in 4 wallets, so I think that was one of the multipliers for a big amount on those wallets. I also hold another of these tokens, but that was just luck. I mean, I didn't thought that it will be an eligible criteria, but I have in other wallets 2 tokens, but I think didn't qualify for the multiplier. Smart contract wallets created via ZkSync Era native account abstraction, that was another multiplier. I didn't qualify for those. Held at least 50% of the ARB OP ENS airdrop for more than 90 days after claiming. I think nobody will be getting this multiplier. At least I didn't, but it's interesting that was considering other protocols to give a multiplier. And this is in the first 1000 addresses to interact with qualified Ethereum smart contract at least 2 times. Qualifying contract is one with at least 100 Ethereum in transaction fee spent on it, which is crazy. So this is very difficult too. Now they explain that the maximum of tokens that you could get for wallet is 100 ZK tokens and the minimum 450. If you got more than 100,000, those extra are going to be recycled to the pool allocation. So all the numbers for allocations per wallet are between that range. And here you can check the Sybil detection. Basically they say that the eligibility criteria and the multipliers eliminated most of bot swarms, because bots, it will be interacting with a low amount of value. And they say that, for what I can read here, that they were not super hard on the Sybil detection to avoid accidentally punishing real people. So if you didn't qualify, I recommend you to check all this and read in detail. Maybe you were one of the wallets that were caught for the Sybil request that they did. They also give airdrop for the developers and also for the native project. They got a lot of tokens, 250 million were for native projects, and another allocation for builders. You can see all that here. And for on-chain communities, they also got a big allocation of 100 million tokens. So this is basically the official information of the airdrop. I already mentioned how to claim it and check your eligibility. So based on all the documentation, my opinion is that transactions itself, I don't think were heavy on the airdrop allocation. So if you did 100, 200 transactions, that maybe I did, I don't think that was heavy at all. This one was my worth reward on airdrops, and like I mentioned, this was only counted for I was a Gitcoin donor, but I did that with basically all my wallet. But for this wallet, I also did a lot of transactions. But the common denominator on my 20 wallets is that this is one of the wallets that I used a low volume. I didn't use it $1 and $5, but I did it below $100 on all my transactions. So I think that is why they are not telling us, but I think they have a filter according to the volume. So that is why the transactions itself, I don't think were heavy on the airdrop allocation, but yes, the volume on transactions. And I mentioned this and Boris too in my videos, volume is king on airdrop. Doesn't matter if you're using 20 or 1 wallet, you should always use volume. I don't say that you should use $10,000 in all your wallets, but if you have a big amount of money, you can move that onto the different wallets to at least have a couple of transactions above $5,000, above $2,000. That doesn't mean that you're going to spend that money. You're going to spend just a little from transactions, for swaps, but at least you have a big volume counted at the end on that wallet with low amount of transactions. They also rewarded people that held tokens in their chain over time, not only doing transactions. So that is something that we not always talk about, but happened with starknet, where they check if you have Ethereum on the wallet. So in this case, ZkSync actually used that as eligible criteria to hold tokens and for multipliers to hold tokens in the wallets over time. So that was also important here. The multipliers, I think, were important. The wallets that I qualified most with big allocations were because I got multipliers. In those wallets is where I got 5-figure airdrop and other only 4-figure airdrop. ZkSync Lite also was counted and considered on the airdrop, which I think is very fair because already have passed 1 year since ZkSync era. So if you started early, you probably are qualifying to the airdrop too. And ZkSync testnets were not considered at all, which I think was an error. I think in this case they should at least give 1 point or a multiplier for those, because at that time when I covered ZkSync testnet, nobody was talking about ZkSync, and the airdrop space in general was very under the radar compared to how it's now. So for now on, a good recommendation is only do incentivized testnet that are officially incentivized, because just doing testnet seems that is not really very reward. And another important thing is was being a Gitcoin donor was one of the criteria you can see, and the worst wallet that I got is because I was a Gitcoin donor. That was the only reason why that wallet received something at least. So we covered that in our videos on ZkSync Lite, like I mentioned. So what was my result? I farmed ZkSync with 20 wallets. I don't think that I was considered Sybil in any of my wallets, but I would like to see a report on that to check my wallet. I got 12 wallets eligible and 8 wallets were not. So I cannot figure out why. Some of those 8 wallets have used low volume, I could say, not about the thousands of dollars per transaction. So that is why I am thinking that was some kind of filter that they are not telling us to reward or not a wallet. And I cannot say why these 8 wallets didn't qualify. So that is why I think we will need to wait for more information. My biggest allocation were 4 wallets. This qualified for multipliers. I held the Omnibus NFT on those. I also qualified because I had tokens on the wallets from the official list. So I have 2 multipliers or 3 on those, and I qualify for many of the points of the eligibility criteria. So those were my 4 big wallets above 5 digits. So at the end I am above 100k tokens. Yes, I don't want to say exactly how much, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell this quickly or not on launch. The pre-market price is already going very low, so I cannot say if it's worth it, the effort of 2 years of airdrop. I farmed 20 wallets. I spent it around $2,500–$3,000 in total. It's very difficult to calculate, but at some point I was just doing maintenance on my transactions. I was super active on the last year, except for a couple of things that finally pay out, like the Omnibus NFT in these 4 wallets. I didn't get that in all my wallets, unfortunately, but yeah, I cannot say if it's worth it or not at the end. And again, I have 8 wallets that didn't qualify and I don't know why. So my summary for my opinion here is that I think they are not mentioning this, but maybe there was a minimum volume for the airdrop on each wallet, and with the current information of the eligibility criteria, it's not 100% clear why I got what I got and why some wallets didn't qualify. So maybe we will see more information soon. This is just the first date since we have the information. And maybe we could see a list of Sybil wallets that didn't count it. So at least to have the confirmation that it was not an error on our transactions or volume, but it was because we were counted as blacklist. I don't think my wallets were blacklisted, because if that was the case, my 12 wallets would not qualify either, because I use a very strict anti-Sybil rules that I already covered in a video, so I don't think that is my case. But yeah, it's not 100% clear why some wallets didn't qualify. I know most of the people in my community get a nice allocation, but again, we don't know how much is going to be a price, and of course there are big whales with big allocations that will dump this. But again, this is the coverage of all the details for the ZkSync airdrop. Again, congratulations for everyone that got allocations on their wallets. We have been farming this since September 2022, so I'm really happy for all of you that got a very big allocation. I know that some of my people in my Discord got above 50,000 in one wallet, so that is amazing too. And that would be all, guys, for this coverage. I will keep you posted in my private Discord and Twitter if I get to know more information about this distribution or blacklisted wallet. But for now, I don't think it was a very big airdrop. Of course, I got most of my allocations on my wallets, but from 28 it's almost 50%, so it's not super great news for me either. And if you did it with 1 or 2 wallets and you didn't qualify, I can feel your frustration, so I will check more information. And of course, if you are in my private Discord, we can discuss that and check the information together. And if you think this is unfair, go to the Discord of ZkSync. If you are there, open a ticket and put your wallets and your comments why you think you were unfairly out of the airdrop. Maybe you get a response, so don't waste time. Do your complaints if you think this is not fair. That will be all, guys. ZkSync Airdrop Live, one of the biggest airdrops that we were expecting. Let's hope that this token goes up, and if this token goes to $1, then yeah, many of us are going to be super happy. And I don't know, we are in a bull run, but maybe if this jump to 10 cents or 5 cents, at some point it could go to $1. So be patient, don't sell everything. I usually use a strategy to sell some part to recover my losses and to be able to farm another airdrops, but I held some positions on this time that is a bull run. If we were in a bear market, I would use a different strategy. But right now, I am not so inclined to sell tokens. That is why I will sell probably 20-30% of my allocation, depending the timing. And then I will hold the rest for a very best sell point in an altcoin season on this bullrun. That will be all. Remember to join my private Discord and my airdrop application. We are going to send more updates on my app soon. So if you don't know, I have a private Discord and an airdrop application. Last update in March was that you will get in your email updates on your airdrop and tasks to do. Now I am working on a homepage where you will get my recommended airdrops to do, the free airdrops to do, the most popular airdrops to do according to the users, and claim informations in the section of the airdrop application. So we are getting a complete suite on my app, so you don't need to even see my videos. You will be able to go to the app and know exactly what airdrops to do, how to do them, how to keep track of your airdrop activity, even if you are farming with multiple wallets, all in one place. So it's very important that you at least check and read my information. And here you have 2 videos, so you can see exactly how my app works, why this is directly to the point on how you can apply to the different airdrops with all the information. And here is the last update too to see the video. So my app is going to help you a lot and save you 40-50% of your time applying to the airdrop. There's no way that I could do ZkSync in 20 wallets without my app during 2 years and a half. And if for some reason ZkSync go to $1, I will be able to buy a home with that money. So airdrops can change your life. Don't take it lightly. It's a job, but you can do a lot of money, and these tools are very cheap, my airdrop application and my Discord. So take the time to read everything and hope I see you in my Discord. That will be all. Before we leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications. Check this video for different claims of the last week. There are many other airdrops to claim now. That will be all, and I see you in the next video. Bye.